Got a good one for you on the trail today. We're on the Westside trail here in Pitkin County. But I want to talk to you about the campaign trail. You know, we're almost 60 days out here in many of you looking to get your issues solved on the ballot or your candidate or cause to win here in the general election. Good story about the difference between losing and winning a presidential race in a county seat in Baltimore County in Towson. I got to work with a mentor and rival named Mike Davis, who I mentioned before on the trail. He worked for Mayor Schaefer, Dutch Rupersberger, Paul Sarbanes. And when he worked for U.S. Senator Paul Sarbanes in 1988, he was his campaign manager for what was looking to be a very easy re-elect against a former U.S. ambassador, a conservative named Alan Keyes. And Sarbanes was spending a lot of time helping his Greek compatriot and colleague, cerebral academic type Mike Dukakis, who was up, around 15 points with 100 days left. Mike Davis was in charge of arranging the Keyes-Sarbanes U.S. Senate debates and had a tough time wrangling Keyes' campaign manager, sort of a part-time campaign manager, smart, lovely guy, but really didn't want to engage with Mike. It took him forever to get their U.S. Senate debates all squared away. And Mike told me that Sarbanes was actually considered to be, a potential U.S. U.S. Secretary of State coming from the Senate if Dukakis was to win. All indications were headed that way. Got to keep your head down on the trail and not think you're 15 points up, right? But Mike said to me, you know what the difference between winning and losing is? I said, no, Mike, what's the difference between losing and winning the presidency? He said, well, you know that campaign manager I talked to you about that was ducking me all the time for those Keyes debates? I said, yeah. He goes, well, he's on TV every week with George Stephanopoulos this week, all the TV shows, and I'm here talking to you. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, that guy that was the classmate and friend of Alan Keyes that could hardly organize that U.S. Senate debate went on to be the chief of staff to the vice president, Dan Quayle, and ultimately a big thought leader and talking head on national television. His name's Bill Kristol. And here I am in the county seat having coffee with, a 20-year-old kid that thinks he knows everything about politics. So that's the difference between winning and losing a presidential race. It also reminds us that no matter how new your opponents are to the game, treat them with respect, treat them with the confidence you treat yourself with, and you can broaden your network and build your network far beyond where it is today, even through your colleagues and opponents. So thanks so much for joining me on the trail.